Alright, I have skipped ahead a ton again, and this is when we've revealed who and what we are to our two boys. And she's taking them home for dinner, and they might meet somebody that they recognize. So I thought this is probably important for Ashen Hawk's story. Let's see this little bitty before we continue. So here we are. In we go. Come on in.
Thank you. You leave the tower with the fire still burning.
Huh?
The stove is on! That's dangerous!
Oh, that's because...
Jed, did you just return?
I heard talking inside. Oh, he's here today. I haven't seen him in a while, so I assumed he wouldn't be back. Yeah, it's been ages. Ages and ages. He's never here when I want him to be. I started to get irritated. Oh, I brought gas. There's no problem with that, right?
Guess. There aren't exactly no problems with it, mind you. This is the dwelling of a phantom. It loses its luster when it gets noisy.
I've lived here for years, and I've never seen a ghost. Oh no, I better explain to the two of them about Ashen Hawk. I was sick of keeping secrets, so I had to explain it properly so they didn't misunderstand. Just living with this suspicious-looking man would give rise to a lot of misunderstandings. Let me introduce you. His name is Ashen Hawk. I turned around toward them, but I stopped myself when I saw their faces. They were really surprised. It was like they'd just seen a ghost. Yeah, Ashen Hawk's face. You can really see the resemblance between Ashen Hawk and Levi. They both had the face going on. The brightness in Levi's face earlier had completely vanished, and he was becoming more and more pale. Levon, on the hand, the other hand, looked threatening, with eyes filled with anger. Ashen Hawk is looking at them with the opposite expression. What's the matter, you two?
Jed, who are these two?
Seeing the two of them brought a tremor to Ashen Hawk's voice. He was always joking around, so I'd never heard his voice like this. Ashen Hawk, you two? What's going on? Do you guys know each other? Actually, with Ashen Hawk making that expression now, I can see Levon too. I didn't know what's going on, so I could only say the first thing that came to mind. The three of them all continued looking at each other.
Phantom!
Levi? Levi mumbled something. A phantom? What? Was I the only one that doesn't understand the situation?
No!
Levi? He ran outside the tower into the foggy darkness and disappeared in the blink of an eye. What should I do? Should I go after him? But... Ashen Hawk and Levon continued glaring at each other. I so wish we could see what happened here. I'm so curious. Levi was obviously acting strange. After thinking for a moment, I decided to go after Levi. Good luck, Ashen Hawk. Alright. And that's gonna be it for a while for Ashen Hawk, I think. But we should be getting to intermission, so you guys might as well just hang out while we get stabbed. Like that. There we go. Intermission! And we have new notes to read, so we're gonna do that. Hello, Hugh. Now you have your gloves on. Okay, nothing new there. Ah, we're still missing 3 of these, though. Wonder how we unlock those. Okay. I'm gonna read A Certain Man. I wonder whose perspective this is.
When I woke up, snow was piled up on my body. Why was I sleeping here? I don't feel cold at all, but this is far from comfortable. I needed to find a place to get out of the snow.
Is this Ashen Hawk's perspective?
There was a tower in front of me. I should go inside.
If it is, great timing. Already furnished, eh?
There was no one in the tower. That's perfect. I can relax here for a while. At first, I thought I was still half asleep, but I soon realized that was not the case. It seemed like I didn't have any memories. I couldn't even remember my own name, so it was rather troublesome. Well, if it's really necessary, I'll remember it eventually.
How did you get the name Ashen Hawk, anyway?
As things were, I had more things at hand to deal with. My right eye hurt quite a bit. I touched it and felt a deep wound. Oh dear. Now my handsome face is ruined. I sat there daydreaming for a while. I did nothing and simply waited for time to pass. It may not seem it, but I didn't desire this degenerate life. Numerous times, I made up my mind and went outside, but I always found myself back at the tower's entrance for some reason. It couldn't be helped if I kept coming back, as this was not my desire. But I can't help but live a lazy life now. How long have I stayed here? I saw no one. I talked to no one. I touched no one. I was beginning to think of myself as something rather ethereal. Did I really exist here? It seemed like I was a ghost. I continued to live each day with only primal instincts. My humanity seemed to be losing ground in my mind. This cramped tower reminded me of a prison deep in my memory. Soon, I began to fear. I didn't know what I feared, yet the emotion remained. At this rate, I will...
Oh. Hello. What are you doing here?
Hello there. It seemed my ears had given way. I was starting to hear things that weren't there. In that case, maybe my eyes had gone bad too. I saw a clear mirage of a man in front of me. The man had this mark on the back of his hand. That birthmark almost looked like a clematis flower. I do not hate you. The mirage started to talk. I suppose it could be fun to play along.
I don't hate you. Interesting.
I have merely come by the desire of the witch to see the end of your story.
Do you work for Mom? Are you connected to her in some way? Is there another witch?
In this world of Psychedelica.
Bring.
Psychedelica.
A fantasy world that is created out of people's wishes.
What a nice mirage. He was answering all of my questions.
One day, children will come to where you are. You will watch over these children, wherever their future may take them.
That's interesting. That one day children will come. Because the children, you know, Lavon, Levi, Jed, Lucas, were already born before Ashen Hawk died. So what does that mean? Hugh, explain yourself.
I've come here to tell you that.
It seemed we could communicate with each other, but I had no idea what this man was saying. He was probably saying something important.
Oh, Ashen Hawk, why weren't you paying attention?
By the way, may I ask for your name?
What a strange thing he asked. I didn't have any memories, and yet he was asking for my name. Well, I suppose I couldn't remain nameless forever. Ashen Hawk. A name came to mind, so I said it.
You shook him with that.
Not bad. I'm Ashen Hawk. Let's just say that's who I am. Oh? Why did he look surprised? This time he laughed. He was surprised and then laughed at my name. What a rude mirage he is.
Hugh?
For the next few days, I spent all my time daydreaming. Why did I call myself Ashen Hawk? I've already completely forgotten why. Ashen Hawk. A hawk. I imagined a hawk flying freely in the sky. What would the ground look like from up above? I should give it a try. I should be able to see similar scenery from the top of the tower.
And then I discovered I could shapeshift.
What a coincidence. There was already someone there.
Ah, this is Lugus. That's why he came upstairs. This is wild.
Are you going to jump? I'm sure it'll feel great. I called out to the boy who was about to fly away. Perhaps I surprised him. The fearful face he made while looking at me was not a good feeling.
One day, children will come to where you are. You will watch over these children wherever their future may take them.
I think I'm hearing things again. Setting that aside, I couldn't allow such a young child to end his life. But you shouldn't do that. From the way I see it, you don't appear to have wings. It won't feel good when you hit the ground. It may sound bad to say this, but the boy looked wretched. He was thin and dressed in rags. There were even rather large burns on both of his arms. But that was no reason to forsake him. I brought the boy back into the tower. It was warmer than out there, and I think there was some food left. All I have is bread that is as hard as a rock, and ice-cold vegetables. But if that's all right with you, please be my guest. Surprisingly, the boy ate through everything immediately. Even I would be hesitant to eat any of this. Either he was quite the glutton, or he'd been hungry for a long time. I was betting on the latter.
Why did you give me food?
That's an unexpected question. I didn't know the answer to that. It couldn't just be because that mirage told me so. I may not look it, but I actually have a child about the same age as you.
Where did that come from?
That slipped out before I could think of an answer. That's right. I have a child. That man... No, that mirage said something like that before he left. But that was all. I didn't harbor any sort of emotion or sentimentality. Maybe I was a terrible father. After a while, the boy regained his health. I didn't think he could recover so quickly. Youth was such a wonderful thing. The boy hesitantly said he wanted to return to the town. That was only natural. There weren't many people who would want to stay in this dilapidated tower. At the very least, I should send him off generously. Then you should go to the church. They will not turn away children like yourself. I wondered what gift to give him, but there was nothing in this tower. No, I have just the thing. I was wearing this ring when I woke up. It had the design of a wolf on it. I'll give this as a gift. I'm sure it would line his pockets nicely if he sells it. The boy thanked me numerous times before leaving. I felt a sense of satisfaction. But soon, that vanished. I was struck with the same feelings as I did previously. Everything about me was hazy, and it felt like I didn't exist anywhere. After the exchange with the boy, these feelings were much worse than before. I didn't see anyone, didn't talk to anyone, didn't touch anyone. While I lived that sort of life, it made me think of something. Perhaps I was in a prison. I was forced to live in this closed world by myself as punishment. I didn't know what I was doing prior to losing my memories, but this was a terrible punishment all the same. As I continued on like this, my own humanity seemed to gradually be lost. But the vestige of my humanity remained, leaving me to suffer for all eternity.
Until Jed came into your life?
If only someone was by my side. How would I know I even existed? Would my existence ever be more concrete? Somebody. Before the tiny beast inside of me reared its head.
The tiny beast?
Good evening. Is someone there?
I heard a tiny voice. There's someone there. The voice came from someone still young. If that person thought there was no one inside, they could have just walked in. Ah. I tested my voice to make sure sound still came out. I could tell I still have my throat, at least. The sound echoed in the room, allowing me to perceive that I did exist.
Is no one here? Then I'm coming in. I really am.
The person with the impatient voice cautiously opened the door. Some fresh air entered the dim tower. Ah, this was what I was waiting for. The young, large eyes reflected my appearance. I must have looked rather unique. In that case, I would act the part. Who might you be? That was how I met this girl, who reminded me of something, or someone I didn't quite know.
Aw, that's how it ends? Aw, man. Well, she saved him from fading, I guess. He didn't really fade over time. He just... Like in Black Butterfly, as your memories disappeared, you lost your face and everything, but it doesn't sound like he ever lost his face. He was just kind of existing. Alright, what is a heart's thorn? Oh. Hello. What are... Are we... Is this from Francisco's point of view? 'Cause... This is right when she's dying, right? Is this playing into that bad ending where she's still kind of around? Okay.
The shock pierced my heart. The sensation of the cold ground spread across my back as I realized I had collapsed. I was shot. That I understood right away, and I also knew that my life would soon end. And yet, time seemed to pass extremely slowly. All of my thoughts circled about. I've heard from someone before that before you die, your life will flash before your eyes. Who told me that? I think it was... My vision was turning red. It felt so hot. The heat of the air around me was going into my eyes. Is this the color of blood? Or the color of the burning manor? Yes. It's just like then.
When you killed Arya.
I'm crying. I'm crying again. I've done so without fail every single day. I've given her plenty of food. I've given her an ample change of clothes. I've given her a warm bed. And yet the baby will not stop crying. It's as if it is blaming me. It's not my fault. I had no choice. It's all Arya's fault. I had the sudden urge to yell out loud. The cries of the baby became louder. It's so loud. It's not my fault. Shut up! Shut up! My patience is at its limit. My hand reaches for the baby's frail throat.
Why did you take the child? Why did you raise it?
This is to silence the baby that won't be quiet. I have no choice. With the baby's throat choked, her cries weaken. See? What I'm doing is right. Those tiny hands hit my hand in resistance. Ow! It's so weak, but something stabbed me. It's holding something in its hand.
The pendant.
A pendant. A pendant made to look like a snowdrop flower. This was what my brother gave to Arya. I thought it had burned up along with that woman, but you had it all along. This piece of... I easily snatched it from the baby and was about to throw it away. It stopped crying and simply stared at me. That innocent and defenseless expression. Ah, this child knows nothing. My sins, my envy, my hatred. It knows nothing. Those innocent eyes simply watch over me. Her left eye bore the same color as brother's, and her right bore the same color as Arya's. I slowly lower my arm. I returned the pendant to her tiny hand, and the baby gripped it like it was her own treasure. I will not take anything from you. I will not do the same as that woman who stole my pride from me. I will not take. No, that won't be enough. I must give.
I mean, you kind of already took. You took that child away from her parents and took her mother away from her permanently.
Give what? Something that will stay for as long as she lives. Heir. I'll give you a new name.
You even took her name from her! You took her name!
I'm sure you don't understand what I'm saying. The baby looked up at me with a blank stare. Jed. From today, that is your name. I will make sure she lives a happy life. Just like her, she will grow up to be a kind person loved by all. Just like her, she will be strong and courageous. I would make her generous, trusting of others, and have a lot of love to give. Something that another couldn't do. I will raise you properly with everything in my power. I'm used to putting on an act. I will do what Arya could not. I will give you the happiness that Arya and brother could only wish for. I will give happiness to the child of the woman who stole my pride, and that will be the only way I will regain it. Yes, my pride.
This room in the Hawk Manor, eh?
It's dark. I'm scared. Father always told me that I would be locked in the attic whenever I did bad things.
Oh, interesting.
I was locked up because I was bad. I was always told to never speak to a wolf. And yet, I broke the most important rule I was to follow. The adults were all angry, including Mother and Father.
You have brought shame to this family. We have no use for failures like you.
Mother always said that while she whipped me. Time and time again. No matter how much I cried and apologized, she never stopped. Father would watch in silence. After Mother was done whipping me, he would lock me up here. I cried right here, day after day. It was dark and scary in here. It was so cold I couldn't stop shivering. I was hungry, and where I was whipped still hurt. I wondered if Mother and Father forgot about me. Or maybe they really didn't want me anymore. I'm sorry. I'll follow the rules. Please forgive me. I heard a noise. Someone had knocked on the door. Who was it? Mother? Father? Or...
Brother?
Francisca, are you awake? Brother? The trap door opened and light shone through. That was the first light I'd seen in days, and standing within it was Brother. Brother! Shh! Be quiet! I ran to embrace him, but he stopped me. I see. He had come to me in secret. I hadn't been forgiven yet. I brought you food. Eat it while it's hot. He handed me a small tray. It was small, but there was freshly baked bread and a cup of steaming soup. I ate them immediately. It may have been bad manners, but I couldn't stop. It was delicious. It was warm, and I finished it up in no time. I was crying. It's the first time I cried because the food was so delicious. But it was all gone, and I started feeling sad again.
Are Mother and Father still angry?
Yes.
I was being bad. I didn't follow their rules, and I played with a wolf.
Francisca, you did nothing wrong.
But...
Become stronger, Francisca. The adults don't know anything. Do not sell your heart to them. And have pride in what you have done.
So this is why she's all about the pride thing. Because her brother told her to be proud.
Pride?
Yes. One day I will change the Hawk clan
No, I will change the whole town. And I will show you. You can count on that.
Is that your dream? His eyes were sharp like those of a hawk, yet they glittered with hope. Have pride. As long as I had pride, would I become like brother?
I want to do this with you, brother. That's why I will become stronger, so that I can support you.
He nodded with a smile.
Thank you, Francisca.
Do not sell your heart. I repeated brother's words in my heart. He was always very solitary. He worked for the town and for the clan all by himself to achieve his goal. I was the only one who could support him. I was the only one who understood him.
Oh boy. And let's meet another person who has an unhealthy obsession / relationship with their brother. Oof.
That was my pride.
So she felt like she lost both her brother and her husband to Arya. Gosh, girl. What a mess. What an absolute freaking mess.
This is Apris, and this is Arya.
After a while, brother brought 2 other people to me, a boy and girl about the same age as me.
They are my friends, and they are both from the Wolf Clan.
After hearing that, I was surprised for a moment, but soon I understood. Because I understood brother. His dream was to change the town. This was a stepping stone for that. In order to nurture the bond between the 2 clans, he purposely made friends with the wolves.
Brother is amazing.
I had to be more like him.
My name is Francisca. Pleased to meet you, Arya and Apris.
If brother called them his friends, then I will consider them as such. I will act accordingly. But I had to be wary so that I didn't trust them. These 2 would never understand brother like I did. Only I could do that.
I'm actually a witch. Huh?
One day, as I was pretending to be their friend, Arya said that. What a terrible joke that was. Calling yourself a witch in this town was not funny.
My mother was a witch, so I'm a witch's daughter. Take a look.
After saying that, she pointed at her eyes. It was a normal color until earlier, but it was now red. It was true. She really was a witch. But why would you tell me that? What are you plotting?
This is only a secret among my family and us. You, me, Olgar, and Apris. A secret only among best friends.
Me too? Are you sure you should have told me that?
Of course. I said it because it was you. I've always been told never to talk to anyone because of these eyes. That's why I never had any friends.
I was the same. The only ones who gathered around me were the followers of the Hawk clan. I never had any true friends.
You're my first friend, and my first girlfriend.
That's it? That's why she trusted me?
You're too trusting. Are you really sure you should have told me that? Maybe I might tell someone else in this town.
Even so, I wanted you to know.
I've thought this for a while, but... You're strange.
I wonder if she ever viewed them as friends at some point.
Our friendship continued for years. Though we were children then, we grew up to be adults. In the time between then and now, Mother and Father both passed away, making Brother the Lord of the Hawk clan. Apris, similarly, had become the Lord of the Wolf clan. Arya had grown into a beautiful woman, although she was still childish at heart. By then, pretending to be friends wasn't as hard for me anymore.
Hello, Apris. Looking great.
You've been acting rather distant toward me lately.
Oh, really? You're a handsome fellow, so maybe you're just used to women treating you nicely.
That's rather harsh of you, but it almost seems like jealousy to me.
I have no interest in flippant men.
Then that's perfect. I'm not flippant at all. I'm just a free spirit. Won't you divert some of your attention from your brother to me?
Don't smile at me like that. I don't want to see the heat behind that gaze. I hate that about you.
Was she even slightly romantically interested in Apris at all? Or was it just like, well, brother wants us to marry into this clan, so for brother's sake, I'll do it.
Now that we were adults, talks of marriage arrangements had been suggested. Brother chose Arya as his spouse. They both urged Apris and me to marry.
And?
Apris and I had an awkward relationship, but this was all an act. I was not serious about him.
Okay, so it wasn't so much jealousy on your part about Apris and Arya. It was more Olgar and Arya. Oh, what a mess! You should have spared my boy this pain.
I could quit this any time. He was not my type. But if this was what Brother wanted, I would do it.
Well, girl, you have horrible taste because Apris is a delight, and I love him with all my heart. And he deserves someone better than you.
The marriages between hawks and wolves took place at the masquerade. Arya was to wed a hawk, and I was to wed a wolf. Our relationship would become stronger after I married. Brother needed me.
It's like a dream that we can be married on the same day. Thank you so much, Francisca.
You mustn't speak with a wolf. That's what I had been told ever since I was small. And around the same time, Brother began to say that he would change this town. And he truly made that a reality. For the sake of the clan and the town, he achieved this union. Then I would gladly follow him. I would happily accept this. This was for Brother's dream, and for my pride as well. That's what I thought. I never doubted that for a second. That's why, when I realized it, I was caught by surprise. After marrying, Brother completely changed from the person I knew before.
How is life at Wolf Manor, Francisca?
It took some time getting used to, but it's fine now. They are all very nice people.
Is Apris still the same as he is?
Yes, he can be quite troublesome. But I'm sure Arya has been a handful for you even after marriage. I saw her the other day playing with the children in town. She fell and made her dress completely muddy. She doesn't have the right mindset as the wife of the Hawk Lord.
Oh, hold on a second. I accidentally skipped over that. It just took a while. There we go.
What's the matter?
No.
I love that about her. I just hope that we can have a child soon. After saying that, Brother smiled while looking downward. I'd never seen him make that sort of expression before. He thought of a happy future with Arya, and looked like he was in love. Francisca. Huh? No, it's nothing. I'm feeling a little tired, that's all. I see. Then I'll take my leave. I don't want to bring ill to the child. I bid farewell to Brother as he left, and sat there for a while all alone. Brother is in love. With whom? There could only be one. It was Arya. Arya had stolen his heart. Since when? Since after they were married? Or before that? Before? Then Brother married out of love? It wasn't for the clan or the town? Then what about me? I'd supported him all along. I felt like the ground had crumbled beneath me. In my mind, I heard it all come crashing down. What's the matter? A hand was suddenly placed on my shoulder. His approach was insensitive and rude, yet it was done with care and tender kindness.
Oh, this blush face! Stop, my heart.
I'm sorry. Did I surprise you? No. You looked troubled. Do you feel better now? Yes, that's right. I felt calmer after Apris, my husband, touched me. Why? Why would I feel at ease by this? There's a new restaurant on the outskirts of town. It's a bit of a walk, but how about we go there with Olga and Arya tonight? I'll pass. I haven't had an appetite in a while. I see. That's too bad. You should come if you change your mind. Oh. He quickly left, and I was all alone again. Were they all preparing to go by themselves? I couldn't feel lonely. I only married to become the bridge between the families. This was necessary for Brother's dream. But what was this feeling? My heart leapt when I first touched Apris. My heart was overjoyed during the times I spent with Arya. It was all supposed to be an act. It was all supposed to be my imagination. Was I happy? Was it not all an act and I really was happy? That can't be. I finally realized it. It wasn't just Brother. I had changed too. I was given happiness and was reduced to nothing more than a woman living her life.
That wasn't good enough for you? Girl, you unknowingly became happy and then shunned it. Oh, man.
No, I didn't want that, because that wasn't me. Only I can support Brother. Only I understood him. I'd done everything I could for Brother's dream, for this town, for our clan. I'd put on this act all for that. Or at least that's what I thought. Was it all wrong? Did my pride never exist? Was I not needed? Everything began to crumble away. This was the sensation of my whole being disintegrating. Why was I still here? I was with child now. Brother had gone to her, and my husband refused to be by my side. No one was on my side. No, don't bewitch Brother. Don't take him from me. Don't take my pride from me. Arya, please.
You have done this to yourself?
The manor burns. My manor. Even with such huge flames in front of me, my body continued to grow colder. The feeling in my hands and feet was becoming numb. I wonder if she got away. The manor she grew up in was about to be burned down, but what about her? Those two will help her then. My son. My sons, who take after Apris. I continued to tell them to never become like him. One had become drowned in love. The other had stained hands.
Oh, you knew Lavon had the hots for, Jed, eh?
If she is proof of my life, so are my two sons. How foolish I was. What a foolish clan. What a foolish town. But the most foolish one of all.
Arya?
Francisca.
I heard a voice. Was I hearing things? No, this was her. Arya, are you there? There was no answer, but I knew she was there. Arya was bragging to me from the other side. Say, can you see them? These are my children. My arms couldn't move. I awkwardly turned my head and felt as if our eyes met. She has grown up to be kind and loved by all, just like Arya. She has grown up to be brave, just like brother. She has grown up to be trusting, loving, and generous. Something that I have never been able to become. Will she become that way? It's unfortunate that I will never see it now. Arya, look, isn't she just wonderful?